regardless if you're a state legislature, city council, local municipality, Indian tribe, I don't care who you are, when you're operating on a traffic control device or application of a law applying to the highways, you're under the federal nexus of the Highway Safety Act of 1966, which requires substantial uniformity to the Uniform Vehicle Code and judicial standards applying to it, which includes also the fines charged. So when you ask for a regulatory device or a traffic control device to be used, your authority extends to the ability to codify what the traffic engineer has given you as a solution for that particular application. You do not have the authority to use it or apply a fine or anything else other than what's within the bounds of their approved use. So therefore, if you ask a traffic engineer to do a stop sign or a speed limit or anything else, or any other application, he goes to his toolbox, looks up the approved methods, comes back with a solution that would comply, and you can codify it into law. But understand that when you're codifying a law, as far as a vehicle code or a penalty or something else, you have to be in compliance with the federal standards also. But the end application has to be substantially the same. The same thing in the range of fines. You can't go off and charge a fine for this or that or whatever, independent of what's found in the national standards. So if your people or your group or your legislative group wants to try something different, there is a procedure in the federal standards for you to apply for an application for experimentation. And that application, you explain what you're going to do, what the effect you're looking for, then you go back and you put the application in. If that particular procedure, thought, or something has already been tried before where they've documented it prior, then they'll approve it or disapprove it based on that particular parameter. But understand, if you're applying something new or asking for something new that may be plausibly better or be a better solution, there is a method within the federal standards for them to approve that application, as long as you document the before and after to quantify the effects of what happened and if it worked. Because sometimes there's unexpected things that happen that are not thought in the beginning as a reaction to human response. So it's very important to understand that if you want to try something new, it's very plausible. Here's the big one, the giant one, the elephant in the room. Under the Highway Safety Act of 1966, you cannot invent a law. I don't care if you're a city, state, county, home rule, it doesn't matter what you are. When you're writing a legislation or city law or a regulation, turn signals, right turn lane application, all these things, understand that everything you're doing is under the color of federal law and the supremacy clause, because state is superseded here, and the only thing the state can do is write a law that's in substantial conformance to the federal standards that have been adopted. You can apply for new ones or different changes, but when you do that, any change would apply to all highways in the U.S., all its territories, military bases, Indian reservations at once. So that law has to be uniformly applied everywhere. So you can see by that standard, you cannot deviate from the federal expectations and standards of adjudication.